don't know no nigga like me.
Alright guys, Fula coming to you with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDVC. If you like this video, please feel free to like the video, and also please feel free to subscribe to the page. Now, you know, I want to give a warning about this video that I'm about to do, because if you're offended by my words and my opinions, then and you leave some stupid stuff on the bottom comment section, I'm just gonna erase it and just kick you off my page, or B, I'm gonna elevate the insults and I'm gonna talk about you, and I'll talk about your mom, and I'll talk about your dad too. You know, it depends on what kind of mood I'm in. And so just please keep that in mind when you decide to leave these slick comments on the bottom of the page and think that nobody's going to read them. And I'm going to read them, and I'm going to more or less respond to them. You know, and this is not like being threatening or anything like that, but I'm already mad at you guys as it is and how you're moving. So don't think I won't express that anger, you know, even more so. So, you know, I just want to talk about the whole thing with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, and him deciding not to do royal duties. And, you know, I'm just going to give my opinion of it and my guess, or as they say, hypothesis, educated guess. I'm just going to give my theories about this whole thing. And this theory comes from the reading of a book that I'm doing right now. This book is called it's by Frantz Fanon. It's called The Wretched of the Earth. And basically what this book talks about is just like the whole institution of colonialism, and how like colonialism really just like kind of does this in, you know, and what kind of has us in the situation we're in now and have been in for some time now. Now, I want to say that, you know, the first and foremost thing, the reason why I think that, you know, they're stepping down from it is because I don't even really think that the royal family accepted her as it is. You have to understand something. That royal family, okay, basically, if it wasn't for the unpaid labor, the exploitation, the trafficking, and the enslavement of Africans, they would not have amass that much wealth at all. Okay? When you really think of England, or when you really think of all of Europe, okay? When you really look at all of Europe, what natural resources does Europe have that it can really cultivate? And what natural resources does Europe have that it can actually sustain itself without any need for anything in Africa? Ask yourself that question, okay? Now, another thing about that. You have to understand something. We're not in a post-racial age. If that was the case, I mean, the rhetoric of this president would, it would be non-existent. You know what I mean? But that's not the case. And the thing is about the whole Meghan Markle is that even when she was first getting married to Prince Harry, you saw things like him holding hands with a monkey. You saw things like them saying straight out of Compton with her as if coming from Compton is a bad thing. I mean, they're dumb for saying that. Look at all the success that has come out of Compton. I mean, I can keep on naming many people who've came out of Compton and who are making more money than the average quote unquote British person. Okay. So that is kind of dumb. That was a kind of dumb comment as it is. But yeah, she was getting these kind of things. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I believe that it was the energy in that royal family that really kind of triggered them to leave, them to step down from the duties or whatever, and plus I mean, when you really look at it, okay, when you really look at the situation, they probably considered her an outsider. Okay, that's how they looked at her. Like, they were like, well, she's an outsider. Why would we want her in our little affair, in this affair of ours? That's probably what they were thinking, And so, that's probably one of the reasons why she left, or they left. Now, this final reason, and I'm going to keep this kind of short. Well, actually, let me just say one thing before I go to this final reason. The thing is in this book, The Rest of the Earth by Fanon, he talks about how, us as Africans, us as colonized people, that some of us, or the majority of us, just want to be the colonizer. And so therefore what happens is that we have like this bent up anger and frustration that we can't be the colonizer, that we just take it out on each other, and we take it out on each other through many, many facets. It can be like we fight each other, it can be that we go at each other, like, I want to say, male and female, black male and female. And that's just how it works. And because we want to be the colonizers so bad, we will compromise like our dignity to, assimilate. And, the thing is about Meghan Markle, everybody knows that she is a mixture of a Jamaican mother and I believe I don't know where her father's from, but he's a European descendant. I don't know where he's from though. But that starts, it's no wonder she's married to Harry, because it started with her mother. And I'm pretty sure her mother, and I'm not trying to make no judgment or anything, but I've seen this played out so many times in the African community at large. I've seen it played out a lot. The mother was probably just looking for a meal ticket, and she saw the meal ticket with that guy, And this is another thing. I'm not saying that interracial dating is that I'm against interracial dating. It's just me personally, I wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't solve the racism problem. It doesn't solve the neo-colonial problem. It doesn't solve the imperial problem. It doesn't solve the lack of infrastructure problem. It doesn't solve these problems. So that's why I wouldn't do it. And I said it in a previous video, because I was talking about Antonio Brown's situation. I need a partnership. That's why they call it a partner. Not just so you can just, ooh and ah over that person and, you're marrying that person just for their status or whatever. And that's just what it is. It has to be a partnership. It has to be a cohesive unit, And so when I look at that, I'm just thinking that Meghan Markle just was following what her mom was doing, but unfortunately what happens is you have like your select quote unquote token blacks who say, oh, we got one in the White House. Oh, we got a royal member. We got one in there now. We got one of us in there. And see, that again goes back to the book with Fannin. Okay, he just case in point proved my point. That book you gotta read. You gotta read Wretched. If you're a reader, read Wretched of the Earth. Okay, that book is a heavy book. Because you did have a contingent of, unfortunately, it was mostly black women. You did have a contingent of black women, be it black women from the United States, be it black women from the Caribbean, be it black women from Africa. You had a contingent of them cheering her on, this, that, and the other, and everything else. You know what I mean? And it's like, to each his own. That's what I say. Like, you do you, I'm gonna do me. But if you think that's like really gaining ground, and when it comes to like the full spectrum of things, really think again. Now, the final reason. Now, I'm going to get to this reason now. The final reason why I think personally, this is why I think personally, okay? This is why I think. The final reason why Harry wanted to get her out of there is because he probably thought her life was threatened with it. And I'm going to tell you why he thought, I'm going to tell you why I feel this way about it. One only has to look at what happened to Princess Diana, okay? The thing is about Princess Diana is that she was against the grain of the royal family. I mean, when you really think about the royal family, all they really, I mean, like, when you really look at it, it's just shits and giggles, you know, and that's the thing about Princess Diana. She wasn't shits and giggles. You know, she was really concerned. In fact, she was like a humanitarian when you really think about it. And if you want to, you can even maybe put her in the, have her in the activist point of view as well. But here's where she messed up. This is where she really messed up. And this is what got her killed, basically. In my humble opinion. The royal family, again, is of Germanic descent. They have a Germanic descent inside of them. So they're those traits never quite leave with them, especially being royalty. Now, let me say something. Mohammed Fayed, the father of Dadi Fayed, basically believes that King Philip had Princess Diana killed and Dodi Fayed killed. And the reason why he feels this way is because, number one, you got to realize something. Egypt was formerly a colony of Britain. Basically, it was like Egypt, Sudan. It was both were like colonies of Britain. Okay. And then another thing is he was Arab. Okay, that's another no-no. Like, they wouldn't want a Arabic baby. You know what I mean? Because when Diana died, you know, she was pregnant at the time with Dodi Fayed's soon to kid, basically. And then another thing too is they couldn't have a Muslim be in there either. You know what I mean? They would, that couldn't go down with them. You know, that's another reason why they probably had him and Diana executed. And I'm going to say one more thing, and then I'm going to end this video. I don't know how true it is, but I have an uncle who lives in UK, who lives in London. Okay. I don't know how true it is, but from my understanding, that family, there were like guards in there, or some, I forgot, there was somebody of a high position who had something to do with child pedophilia, like child trafficking, like, and those kind of things. And it was the fear that Princess Diana was going to expose that. And so that's another reason why they had to take her out. But anyhow, those are just my thoughts about it. But also what I want to say, and you know, I can only speak for myself, and it goes for both sides too. Yeah, I'm just giving this disclosure to both sides. If you're a black dude and you're dating a white woman of European descent, don't bash black women, please. Like, chill the hell out. Okay? Really just chill the hell out. Nobody gives a shit that you're dating a European woman, you know? And the same goes for a black girl. If you're a black woman and you're dating a white dude, please don't bash black dudes. Because the thing is, um, you know, I'm gonna disclose something basically, because this incident happened to me a couple of days ago. But me, as I said before, I'm a radical. You know, if I were to label myself, I would say that I am a radical African nationalist. That's what I would say. You know, that's how I would label myself. Okay. So I feel obligated to look the part. And I know this sounds crazy, but still the spirit of Nip is still with me because he was a radical. And he looked the part. Bar none. You know. And so I looked the part. So you're gonna catch me with my Thomas Sankara shirts on. You're gonna catch me with my Castro shirts on. You're gonna catch me with my Che Guevara shirts on. And what happened was there was this. I had a pullover. I had a Fidel Castro pullover on, and I forgot I was doing something, and it was in Santa Monica. I think I was looking for a book that I wanted to get at Barnes and Noble. And so there was this one black woman, and she had her white boyfriend, and she whispered to him, and I heard him. I heard her say this. She said, "Oh, he's he's probably a terrorist, or he's probably a communist." And you know, I just looked at her and I just rolled my eyes. It's like, okay, so you're so far gone in your little swirling bubble that you look at your own brother, you just assume something about your own brother, right? But anyhow, you know, it is what it is, you know. And I mean that the whole thing about swirling, that's like a whole different video in itself. But yeah, that's just what I think. I didn't mean to really get off topic that much. I apologize. But that's definitely what I think. I think that, you know, Meghan Markle's life was in jeopardy, and that's why they had to jump ship. You know, that's just my personal opinion. But anyhow, man, Fula signing out. Leave your thoughts in your comments. Enjoy.